Today, for your viewing pleasure, we have the end of season number 2 here at Borussia Dortmund. What a way to end the week. What a way to end the season. The title race is heading down to the wire. It is a head-to-head affair between ourselves and Bayern Munich. 4 games left of the season. We're playing them all today, and here is how the picture looks. We have won our last 5 games in a row. Bayern Munich, by comparison, have slipped up recently. They drew away from home against Hertha Berlin, and with that, we do sit 2 points clear of them. As for Bayern Munich, well, they are distracted. If we look at their games to end the season, Champions League semi-finals, DFB Pokal semi-finals, loads of Bundesliga games, and by comparison, our end to the season does look slightly less remarkable. That said, when you scrape away a little bit deeper, you do notice something. We have to play Freiburg in 3rd today. We have to play Leipzig in 8th today. We have to play Eintracht Frankfurt in 6th today. And then to end the season, we have Heidenheim, who may well be playing for their own survival in the Bundesliga. Today is an absolutely massive, mammoth episode. Let's run the intro, get straight into things. I'm excited. Yes, folks, how is it going? Welcome back to Rebuilding Dortmund. If you are excited for today's video, ahead of it starting, leave a like, leave a comment, feed the algorithm. I know you hear YouTubers say it a lot. Genuinely, it does make a big difference. With these episodes, we tend to get around 15 to 20,000 views in the first 24 hours, and we never seem to hit 2,000 likes. I'm setting a challenge today, 3,000 likes. That would be cool. I don't know if it's realistic, but I've set it now. Go do your bit. Now, since you were last here, we have played 2 games in the league. Just to recap them quickly. The first, a 2-1 win against Stuttgart. It was 2-1 at half-time. It was 2-1 at full-time. Gruder had a very good game in this one. Got in a goal. Elsewhere, you can see Giovanni Reina with an assist for Kameri, who continues to add goal scoring to his repertoire. 10 goals, 5 assists. Not too bad for a centre-mid in 29 games. The other game we had was this one against Hoffenheim. 3-0 at half-time, 3-1 at full-time. Good result. Really, really impressive performance. Gruder, again, coming up trumps. Was called up for the German national team for the most recent international break. Sadly, he did not make an appearance, which I'm not very happy about. He deserves to play, and while his form for us as of late has been sensational. 15 goals, 17 assists in 26 games. I mean, that is silly, isn't it? Now, because we're playing 4 games today and we've got the end of season wrap-up, no away days, we can't afford to have any distractions. We need to come here, do the business, win 4 games, and hopefully win the league. So in terms of team news for today's game, 1 injury heading into today's episode. Taruna Riga out with his hip injury, out for 2 to 4 weeks. Very unlikely to feature in at least the first few games today. The good news is, though, our starting 11 is at full strength. That's all I can really ask for. Adriano coming back from injury, fit to play 75 minutes, and to be honest, I feel like we need him in this kind of game. I don't necessarily feel like there's ever a good time to be playing the team in 3rd away from home in the league, but certainly when you're in a title fight, having to take on the team directly behind the team that you're fighting against in the league table in Freiburg is not ideal. This is not going to be an easy game. Debatably the toughest test we have today. With that in mind, this is the game that I'm most fearful of dropping points in. If we were to draw, it's not the end of the world. Obviously, with goal difference, we would remain ahead of Bayern Munich. That said, we need to be as flawless as we can be. I want to get off to a good start in today's episode. A win here would be good. Today's episode could go one of 2 ways. We play amazingly, we look superb, I'm really happy and smiley at the end, or we bottle the league. And I say we bottle the league. If this game stays as a draw, we'd be 3 points ahead of Bayern Munich with them having a game in hand. It's a weird state of affairs. We were never meant to be here. We were never meant to be in 2nd. I never thought we'd be in this kind of situation. But after the last episode where we beat Bayern Munich, that was the first time I truly started to believe maybe we could make this happen. Maybe with 4 games left of the season now, we can get over the line. It's still going to be difficult. I'm going to hope that Bayern Munich are distracted by all their other games. Worth noting, our points total of 77 points, that's what we already have. That would have been enough to win the Bundesliga the previous 4 years. Yeah, this has been a year where ourselves and Bayern Munich have really pushed each other to the limit. Neither team slipping up a great deal. And I do fear that with a tricky end to the season, we are going to be the team more likely to slip up. Kevin Shade scores for Freiburg, makes it 1-0 after 14 minutes. Yeah, not ideal here. Knew that this was going to be a tough match. Knew that this was going to be a tough episode. I mean, we've got to play a lot of the teams around us. Leipzig to follow, Eintracht Frankfurt as well. Two very, very good teams competing for European football. Our schedule has put us in a position where we're up in the league. I know there's a distinct possibility we slip down during today's episode. Looking at the stats here, we've not really been good enough in this game. 30 minutes played, 2 shots on target to their 1, but sadly, the XG lacking. Okay, half-time in this game, it is still 1-0 to Freiburg. Now, truth be told, they've not created a great deal in this game following on from their goal. As for ourselves, though, we have not been good enough in this game here. I'm going to change up a little something at half-time. I'm going to bring in Adriano, play him as a shadow striker, and then move Becker forward, just to try and get players slightly further up the field on the left-hand side. And then when it comes to instructions, I'm just going to ask the players to play just a tiny bit more direct to start this half. I know certain people hate asymmetric formations. If it's hurting your brain what I've just done at half-time, I can only apologise, but needs must, and well, I thought for a second we were going to find ourselves 2 goals down. Hlozek heads over, but that said, it's not really what I want to see in this game. Freiburg on the attack. We've not created enough here, but maybe a rare opportunity to get the ball forward, and Kylian booking is somewhat concerning. I'm going to need to sub him off, I think. He's the kind of player who I don't really have a ready-made replacement for either, so hopefully that's nothing serious. Because, well, we find ourselves a goal down, and whilst losing here wouldn't be the end of the world, I mean, it would be pretty disastrous. If Bayern Munich win, they would go ahead of us by 1 point. And with 3 games left of the season, the pressure would very much be on us to go out and get some more results. A draw, I could just about stomach. And given how this game's played out, a draw would be a grand result. Could we make it happen here? Gruder, 2 players to his left. Adamu is one of them. The keeper gets a hand on it. The ball nestles in the back of the net, but we're checking VAR. We're checking VAR for an offside. I mean, Adamu looks quite confident as he runs back, and rightfully so. The goal is going to be given. We didn't even get the VAR pop-up there, but the goal counts. Gruder played it in. Finish. I think it deflected off the defender and then the goalkeeper. Doesn't matter. It's in the back of the net. Okay, and Kylian booking less than ideal. I'm going to have to bring in Mbom to play as a defensive midfielder. Of course, this guy brought in to be our little utility man. He's the John O'Shea of Germany. Is Jean-Manuel Mbom. That is what he's going to come in and do for us as that defensive midfielder. Elsewhere in the team, I'm going to change some things in the wide area. Giovanni Reina on you come. Bino Gittins on you come as well, my friend. Having got our noses back into this game, perhaps a temptation to revert the tactical changes that we made, but ultimately, I think we have to stay on the attack. We have to stay on the front foot, and while we have a set piece here, it's whip back post. Arian B was under it, didn't fall his way. Kameri couldn't get there, but does manage to block the clearance. Still got plenty of players committed to this attack if we can find the right pass. Kameri to Bullet. He is capable of picking out a pass. He picks out Bino Gittins. He crosses it in. Giovanni Reina's found the bottom corner. 2 of the subs linking up just to find the tactical changes. It's 2-1 here. And is there anything more rewarding than in Football Manager than when you make some changes? You bring on some players, you alter the shape, and the players that you made that decision with link up, make something happen. It's happened here. It's 2 of the old school Dortmund players who have been here since, well, the beginning of this save game. Bino Gittins, Giovanni Reina on the left and right, linking up, and suddenly now at 2-1 up. You know what, Becker? Yeah, you can go back just to wing back on defend. Bullet, wing back on defend. Adriano, centre mid on attack. We're going to go back to what we usually play. 9 minutes left, plus any potential added time. Giovanni Reina, I mean, another goal here would ease my nerves a little bit. Bino Gittins puts it in. It's headed away, but still not completely away from danger. Just to feel like we're first to every other ball. That said, do need to be wary of the big ball over the top. Freiburg trying to make it happen there. In this second half, by the way, we have been all over them. We've been by far and away the better team, which is great to see. That said, this game isn't done yet. And a game isn't won by being statistically good. We need to be actually good when it comes to the whole goals and not conceding thing, which, well, in the second half we've been better at. 2 goals to our name. Could we make it a third? I want to believe it's possible. Adriano, the number 10, dispossessed by Lineheart. He lays it back to Arata, who's going to give it to So, and now Shade. He already has 1 goal. Could he get another? He does get another. VAR's going to check it. I think he's onside. It pains me to say it. He is onside. It's 2-2, and I'm going to have to go make the tactical changes, aren't I, that I just reverted. I'm going to have to move them back. It's a good finish by Shade. Less than ideal. Okay, Adriano, up you go. Becker, up you go. Bullet backed up being on support. I have got the chance to make more changes here. I'm going to take off Kameri and bring in Zvonarek. And elsewhere, Adamu's not been good enough today. Maxi Dopper. If there's a time to shine, if there'd be a time to come up with a big goal, this would be the time, my friend. 5 minutes left. I mean, a draw would actually be reasonable, and you might be thinking, why would you go more attacking? You've just conceded. To be honest, when we were playing the more attacking system, that's when we've looked at our best this game. Sometimes attack is the best form of defense. I'm going to hope that manifests itself here as we have a chance. We have a goal. Reina with the assist. Adriano with the goal. I'm not changing things back this time. Hands off the keyboard, Jack. What a response this is. Dopper lays it wide to Giovanni Reina. He gets down the byline, skips past his man, lays it inside, and there is Adriano to tuck it away, to find the target, to make it 3-2. Have just noticed Freiburg, I think, have changed their system to a narrow 4-1-2-1-2, the diamond, which, of course, we dismantled Union Berlin when they played against us earlier on this year. I'm going to hope for a similar kind of performance here. Could we get another goal? Could we get the insurance policy? No, Giovanni Reina's shot hits the crossbar. That was a weird highlight. 6 minutes of added time. 6. Is that necessary? Apparently so. If we get a goal, I guess it's fine. It is going to be fine. Arian B, looping header, makes it 4-2. What a comeback. 6 minutes played of added time, and 6 minutes ends quickly. We finish this game here 4-2 to the good. A brave performance, a really good performance, and the kind of result that reassures me we are the real deal. We have just beaten the team in 3rd place in this league, away from home 4-2, and what a comeback it was. And Killy's out for 1 to 3 days, Bino Gittin's out for a few days as well. Good news for them, our next game is not for 8 days' time. Also, Giovanni Reina, for all the times I've ever slated you, mate, I'm sorry, you played well in that one. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Bayern Munich actually play today in the Bundesliga. Indeed, they do. They're away from home against Stuttgart. Stuttgart, could you do us a favour? It'd be massive if they could. I can't really expect a favour off everyone. And, well, it's a good job I wasn't expecting anything because they've not delivered on it. Bayern Munich win 3-1. Next game for us is going to be against Leipzig. That game is on a Sunday. Bayern play on the Saturday. They're taking on Augsburg, who are currently in 4th. Augsburg, I'm looking at you to do something. I expected nothing from Augsburg, and yet I'm still disappointed. Bayern Munich 2, Augsburg 0. They go back to the top of the table, which probably adds a little bit more pressure onto us going into this next game. We're taking on Leipzig, media prediction of 2nd. They were meant to be the team pushing Munich like we have been, and as you can tell by the fact they're in 8th place, that really hasn't happened this year. In fact, this year they are unlikely to get European football, and if we were to beat them, I'm pretty sure it would mean that they don't get at least into any of the major competitions. Maybe all of a sudden some of their squad players become available. Good news for us though, no new injuries to speak of. That means for this game, we are very much at full strength. Exact same 11 that started the last game, exact same bench as the previous one. Let's hope that we can repeat what we did last time out. I think alongside Freiburg, this is the game I'm a little bit fearful for. Leipzig, incredible team on paper. They've got Dani Olmo playing up top, which is a curious choice, although he is still a very, very good goal-scoring option for them. I feel like compared to maybe a Leipzig team you'd expect to see in Football Manager, it's not the scariest we could be going up against, but that said, they are the only team to stop Bayern Munich winning the league over the last few years, and, well, they could be the team in our way here. Gruder with a good initial chance, Adriano with an even more difficult chance, which he's actually managed to take. That finish caught me off guard. I thought when this initial save was made on Gruder's header, that was the chance gone. But Gruder stayed alive, got his head back up, battled for the ball, laid it to Adriano, and what a finish that is. First time finish, bottom corner, 1-0 up in this one. Another chance for us potentially here. Adriano wide to Becker. Players queuing up in the middle. Plenty of players in there. Nonto goes down in a heap. We are going to VAR. We could have a penalty. Okay, the referee has arrived at the screen after 5 minutes of jogging. Is he going to give the penalty? Are we going to have a chance from the spot? The answer is yes. Penalty awarded. This is an opportunity. This is a chance. Gruder is over it. Already has an assist. Could he add a goal to his tally in this game here? Could be massive for us. It is massive for us. We're 2 goals up. Gruder, take a bow, my son. A win here, by the way, would take us to 12 games without defeat. We have been so good in what's been a difficult end to the season. thus far. I have to concede, we've not had too many distractions in terms of other competitions, which is always going to be helpful. But make no mistake, with a young squad, a relatively inexperienced squad, we are bullying some teams that really you'd expect to be up there, including this Leipzig team that we're coming against here. Nonto won the penalty, fouled there, ball's in the back of the net. Are we going to have another penalty? We are going to have another penalty. This has just been awarded, if I'm not mistaken. It will be checked, I think, by VAR. But Nonto's gone down in a heap. And for a second time in this game, well, I thought we were going to have a penalty. VAR says no penalty, but the ball ended up in the back of the net. So why did the referee blow his whistle? Match fixing. I will admit, that last highlight caught me off guard. Not many times you see a penalty not given after VAR review. Like I said, a bit annoyed because the shot actually ended up in the back of the net after the whistle had gone. If only you'd played advantage, maybe we could have found a goal. That said, there may be more chances here. There could be a chance here, and it's in the back of the net. Adamu should have had the goal. Viti has stolen it away from him. I mean, give Adamu all the credit here. Kimeri picks up the ball, gives it to Adriano. He dinks it forward. The finish here by Adamu is sensational, but Viti, he's headed it over the line there. He's desperately trying to get it off the line. He scored an own goal. I mean, it's 3-0 in this game. I don't want to say it could be 4, but it really could be 4 at this point because we're on the attack. Again, Nonto's gone down in another heap. Are we going to VAR again for a penalty? Really has been the story of this game so far. We still have the ball here. Bullet in a wide area. Hadara has hacked him down. Show him the red card. Show him the red. I mean, all this is really doing is bolstering our goal difference, which could end up being a tiebreaker. I didn't mention it before, actually, but we have, well, at least going into this game, I believe, I want to say it's 92 goals for the season, and the record for goals in a season is 100, something like that. I believe I worked out we need 8 goals in the next 3 games, including this one, to set the record for Bundesliga goals in a season. We needed 8 from 3 games. I didn't mention it because I didn't really feel like it was possible. But suddenly, with us 3-0 up in this game, it feels very much possible, and then some. We're on the attack again, by the way, while I'm waffling away. We are bullying them. We're causing them all kinds of issues. But sadly, it's going to amount to nothing. Half-time in this game here, 3-0 up. They're down a man. This game's just done, isn't it? Leipzig opting to play a 4-1-2-1-1. I mean, at this point, do I just start playing with the wing-backs further up the pitch? They're showing no respect to us here. They're still trying to play this narrow style of play. It's not worked out for them. I thought Adamu was offside, but we're going to check something on VAR anyway. I mean, if he wasn't offside, I assume it will be given as a penalty. It's the 3rd time we're in a penalty review here. Is this one going to count? It is going to count. We have another penalty. It's going to be Gruder over it. A chance for him to add another goal to his collection, the number 7. He steps up. He's already finished 1 today. He's going to finish another. It is 4-0. 2 minutes of added time here. This game is all said and done. It finishes 4-0 to Borussia Dortmund. Leipzig did not have a single shot in the entirety of the second half. It's about as dominant as you're going to get. 2 games left of the season. I'm feeling slightly calmer than I was previously. Our next opposition up are Eintracht Frankfurt. At the same time that we're playing them, on the same day, Bayern taking on Hoffenheim. They should be beating Hoffenheim. We should be beating Eintracht Frankfurt. Will things go as predicted? I'll see you in a week to find out. 2 down, 2 to go. Up next, Eintracht Frankfurt away from home. They are 6th in the league. They are actually competing as well towards the top of the table. Last year, they finished 3rd in the Bundesliga, so this won't be an easy game. At the risk of sounding like a broken record, no new injury news to speak of. We've had a full week of rest, no distractions with European competition, so we're going with the exact same team that played the last 2 games. Okay, halfway through this first half, first highlight of the game. Worth noting, if Bayern Munich fail to win their game and we win here, we have just about secured the league with a game to spare. That would be nice, albeit a little bit anticlimactic, I suppose. Rather than worrying about the fact that, Bayern have got a game to play, really, we should just focus on trying to get the best result we can here. A draw is what we need at the absolute very least. And Ulrich, well, he's coming forward. Jovic, though, not for the first time in this game, makes a massive stop. Okay, coming up to halfway through this first half, or rather just past it, actually. It has been a very, very even game, but a game with few chances until, well, what I was hoping was going to be one there. It is worth noting, if we win this game here, and Bayern Munich fail to win their slightly later kickoff, the title is just about wrapped up, barring goal difference. Of course, if we draw here, it becomes a goal difference affair. If we lose here, well, our fate's out of our own hands. And that, I mean, it's a possibility now because we've gone a goal down early here. It's not an unfamiliar position for us to be in, but certainly not one you want to be in. Mamouche in behind, tucks it away, 1-0. It's not been a good first half for us in this game. They've had the better of the chances in terms of quantity, not a load of highlights. We've had some of the ball, but not really done enough with it. Is there a chance for us to maybe make something happen here late at the end of the half? Big ball to Adamu, who lays it back to Nkili questionably. He then crosses it to Gruder. That was one of the more bizarre sequence of events I've seen in Football Manager. I mean, we've still got the ball, so maybe I shouldn't question it. Vitaly Beckett into the box, forces a big save out of their keeper. So far, the match momentum kind of sums it up. We've been second best in this game, but a set-piece goal right before half-time. I mean, it would have been just what the doctor ordered. Unfortunately, the doctor didn't give us the prescription. 2 minutes at added time at the end of this half. We've already had a minute of it, but we are on the attack here. 60 seconds left to make something happen. Nonto, Adamu, Adriano misses the target. And with that, half-time here, 1-0 to Frankfurt. We have not been good enough in this game. Gonna get shouty. And you know what? I'm gonna make an early change to kick off this half. This is a change that I've done on a couple of occasions. I'm not sure if I've done it in an episode yet just like this, but on occasion, I've switched up our system to whatever this is. Play Nonto alongside Adamu. It's worked out well on occasion. Feel like I've got to mix something up this half. Okay, tactical tweaks made. They worked well previously against Freiburg. We're going to see how they get on here. Might be wondering, Jack, why are you not doing what you did against Freiburg and moving Adriano forward? They've got two defensive midfielders. I feel like the benefit of bringing Adriano forward perhaps isn't as beneficial against two defensive mids. I'd rather try having two strikers on their two centre-backs so that Nonto can get opportunities like that one. It's hit the post and gone wide. We do still have a chance here, but that was such a good opportunity on the stroke of the hour mark. Still a corner potentially, although Arian B swarmed by Frankfurt players, and they are going to deal with it. And I assume this highlight's going to fizzle out into nothing, and it's going to remain 1-0. Is that what's going to happen, Football Manager? Is this one of these troll highlights? Is it? Yeah. Okay, we need to make changes. In this game, we have not been good enough in the final third. I'm going to bring in Doppler. I'm going to move Gruder as well, actually, to play as an advance forward out on the left-hand side. And then on the right, Bino Gittins on you come. And Giovanni Reina, you've proven yourself as of late. He gets the nod again here. I am also just going to make our passing slightly more direct and get rid of pass out of defend. We need to get stuff going. We need to create something here. We've not really had the best of this game. It's been an even game. I feel like 1-0 almost flatters them, but yet from our own extremely high standards, we've not done enough here, and we continue to not do enough here. There is 10 minutes left, finally a highlight, but as we commit men forward, we're going to leave ourselves open at the back. We need a draw. A draw is good enough, I feel like, and while we could have a chance here, Doppler, though, hits the side netting. That was a chance. Okay, 5 minutes left of this game. I've just got to go all out attack. I feel like at this point, Reina, Adriano, up you go. Bullet, up you go as well. In terms of build-up play it direct, in transition, over the top, distribute it quickly. We just need one chance. Sadly, not a lot of time for that chance to happen in, and, well, we are playing perhaps the most attacking I've played all season, an air of desperation as we drag men upwards on the tactics screen, but it is what is needed at this moment in time. 88 minutes played. Frankfurt still a goal to the good. We've only lost 2 games all season. This is not the time or place to lose a third. McNulty, Morato, Becker wins it, and Killy tackled from behind, but we maintain possession. Arian B launching it towards Gruder, who will not win it. And Killy, though, does win the ball back well. Adriano switching it. Reina flicks it on. No one there. Tuta, though, not a good defensive header. Back with Reina. He was hero once. He lays it to Bino Gittins, who finds the back of the net. They've linked up again on off the bench. It's the two Dortmund kids, and it is 1-1. That goal is massive. It can't be understated enough. A defeat here, all Bayern need to do is win their last 2 games to win the league. With this result here, a draw, it would go to goal difference. Now, against Freiburg, we got a goal having changed everything and conceded immediately. So I'm taking my hands off the wheel. I'm staying on the front foot. There's a kickoff highlight. A defeat here is disastrous. A win here would be monstrous. Tuta bringing the ball forward for them, plays it down the line. Not like this, Football Manager. Don't hurt me like this, oh my word. Norheim hits it just wide of the post. There is 90 seconds left. If we get another goal here, there's going to be fans on the pitch. It's going to be that kind of affair. Morazzo, not a good defensive header here. Bino Gittins trying to keep it alive. Max lays it back to McNulty. He's going to look to launch it long. We are very short of players at the back, and Killy makes a good tackle, but no one there in the midfield to deal with things. It's now Ulrich cutting inside, and he's now hit it over as well. I really am just ignoring all these warnings, aren't I? We've had multiple highlights of them having chances. There's now a card going to be shown here. Becker's taking a yellow. I'm just going to up time wasting. You know what? I thought I was being big and clever playing all attacking. I've changed my mind. Let's just try and kill off this game. 20 seconds left. Time waste a little bit. One set piece for us to deal with here. Plenty of men back, you'd like to think, to deal with this. Never has anyone been so happy with a draw away from home against Eintracht Frankfurt. But at this point, I'd be delighted with it. The ball is played forward. Jovic collects it. Blow the whistle, referee. It's a rescued draw, I think. Unless, I mean, is there time? Garuda, don't give away the ball here. Mamouche is bringing it forward. They're bringing it forward. I don't want to panic anyone. I am still panicking. The ball's whipped in. Omobamidele clears it away. Omobamidele, I can't even say his name quickly. I'm panicking. I'm freaking out. The whistle's gone. A breathtaking second half comes to an end. And if by breathtaking they mean it was so stressful I forgot to breathe, yeah, I suppose it was. There's the XG story. I'm calm. So with the draw there, we are now 3 points ahead of Bayern, who are going to be playing in just one click of continue. If they win, they need to win by a few because there will be goal difference separating ourselves. And right now, going into that final game of the year, we do have the edge. Okay, Bayern Munich, do your worst. They've done their worst. Gavi de Ligt, 2-1 win. It is now goal difference separating the teams. The good news for us is we have an 8-goal difference. So, really, all we have to do is match their result on the final day of the season against Heidenheim, who are now officially, at the very least, in the relegation playoffs. And we're good. Duran Villar, player on loan at Hoffenheim, playing against Bayern Munich, played awfully. If there was a time, Julian, for you to have a good game, that was it. You've let me down. I've just noticed the game against Heidenheim is 2 weeks away. There is a 2-week break here until the final game of the season. I mean, presumably Bayern Munich will now be able to rest up their players. Yeah, indeed they will be able to. They have played Arsenal in the Champions League semi-final first leg and drew 1-1. They've got the away leg in 2 days' time, but after that, an 11-day break before they take on Osnabrück. Osnabrück are in 17th. We're taking on Heidenheim in 16th. Both teams should be expected to win. If we win, we're champions of Germany. It's as simple as that now. Okay, a long old season all comes down to this. Final day of the season, we're taking on Heidenheim at home, Bayern Munich taking on Osnabrück. If you're wondering, are Bayern in the Champions League final? No, they are not. They got spanked by Arsenal 4-1 in the second leg. Things you love to see. We go into this game knowing that we just have to match whatever Bayern Munich do. If we were to win 1-0, they'd have to win 10-0. That's not going to happen. We don't need to worry about that, thankfully. And what an achievement it would be to win the league. Just as a refresher, board expectation was to avoid relegation. To be fair, the media prediction, you can see here, it says 11th. I believe when we actually finished the transfer special, the prediction was as high as 5th. The press thought we were going to be up there, perhaps not quite in second place, but we have been sensational this year. And in all my years playing Football Manager, in a major European league, never have I been able to get promoted and then win the top division the year after. It'd be crazy if we could do it. Of course, the circumstances of Dortmund going down made it significantly easier than any other club you could do, but make no mistake, this would be a great little achievement to pull off. Perhaps even more so when you remember our transfer restriction and actually look at the team that we're using here. We've got players like Jovic, who came through the youth academy, 20 years old now. He looks like a top draw goalkeeper, doesn't he? He has not put a foot wrong all year. Across the back, players like Bullet, Becker, Arian B, players who I had in my time at Union Berlin, who never actually made that step up to be Champions League starters for us when we were Union Berlin manager. Of course, Omobamidele, he was our first wildcard transfer, £22 million, I'm going to say it. Pretty well spent by us. Yeah, he has been top draw, loves important matches, super consistent. He has been the constant in our team. We've picked up bargains along the way, like Nkili, for a measly £9 million. I'm sure he would love to win the league over his well, previous club in this game here. Kameri at right centre mid's been great. Adriano at left centre mid continues to get better and better and better. He has now got a load of physicals, hitting that 16-point attribute range, and suddenly they're turning yellow, and he looks like even more of an impressive player. And, well, in the final third, Gruder, perhaps player of the series, player of the season for sure. 17 goals, 18 assists. If he could add some more here, that would be ridiculous. Nonto out on the left-hand side, signed for £60 million. 15 goals, 8 assists. That's a really, really solid season. You know, 23 goal contributions in 31. Any other team that would look amazing in. Unfortunately for him, compared to the players around him, it almost looks disappointing. And of course, Adamu up front. Hasn't been in the best of form recently. Has only scored 2 goals in his last 10. I would love for him to reinvigorate his form in this game here, and what a time it would be to turn up when we need it. Heidenheim down at the bottom of the table should be the most simple result ever to close out the season, but when we took them on just before the winter break, you may remember a game where we only won 1-0, and despite our dominance, we just couldn't find a breakthrough on the regular. I'm going to hope that we're going to have a slightly less cagey game here. Really, all we need to do, get an early goal, relax into things, and hopefully we'll be fine. We will be keeping half an eye on Bayern Munich, but I feel like really we just have to focus on our own game. We can only do what we can here, you know. If we win, that's fine. We control our own fate. That is what we need to focus on. And, well, there could be an opportunity here. Adamu played it in behind, questioned his goal scoring. I'm sorry I questioned it. He's found the back of it. We're going to VAR. Hold the phone, everyone. Don't celebrate just yet. Goal review is happening. The goal's going to stand. And I've manifested another goal by criticising a player before a match. I feel like that's happened on the regular as of late. Adamu hadn't been great recently. He's turned up here. He's found the back of the net. Jovic with the ball at the back for us. Of course, when we took on Heidenheim previously, if I'm not mistaken, we scored inside the first 10 minutes and then we didn't score again. A second goal quickly following the first would be the order of the day here, and Adamu finds himself in behind again, using his pace. On this occasion, his finishings let him down. Adamu with the ball at his feet. Caught out in possession on this occasion. Now Sessa with the ball, trying to spread it wide, but Becker reads it nicely. Nonto into the wide area. Lays it back to Arian B. Composed play so far from us. Just need a composed finish to follow up. Ball in. Gruder's there. He's the man who's going to provide that finish. It's his 22nd of the year. And with that, I don't want to speak too soon. I think the Bundesliga title is coming back to Dortmund with us. Relegated 2 years ago, promoted back to the Bundesliga last year. We've strung together a squad of largely German players, spent some big bucks on a couple of players to accompany those, and, well, the players that we've put faith in are stepping up here. They are performing exceptionally, and it could get even better. Gruder, free kick, whips it in. Adamu, back post, volleys it into the top corner. It's his 30th of the season. He's on for a hat-trick. I've played a lot of Football Manager this year. I don't remember seeing a finish like this one. I mean, half volley, always rising, top bins. No one's stopping that. Gruder, corner, on the near side, on his left foot, going to be whipping it in towards that back stick. Arian B, on this occasion, can't get there, but the ball is not cleared away. It falls to Adamu, who very nearly had his hat-trick. He probably should have had his hat-trick in hindsight. That highlight there is going to end the first half. What a display this has been. I don't want to, preemptively celebrate. We are Bundesliga champions, folks, and we get to just enjoy the next 45. Had a few chances in this second half, but nothing to report on in terms of meaningful goal-scoring opportunities. Let's bring in Giovanni Reina. Let's take off Gruder as well. Bring in Bino Gittins. Fresh legs needed. And you know what? Magala and Mbom. You guys can come on as well to enjoy the party. Arian B with the ball, lays it wide to Vitali Becker, inside, Adriano, Nonto on the byline, a little bit isolated, but able to pick out his man. We're going to switch it over towards Kameri, nodded back towards Bullet, back now with Gruder, who will be coming off the pitch shortly, but not before. He adds another assist to his collection and makes me question, do I really want to sub him off in this game? And I am actually having second thoughts. Can I cancel my changes? I think I can cancel my changes. We'll watch the highlight. We'll drink it in. Bullet wide. Gruder, really intelligent pass here. Holds up the play, gets it on his left foot, lays it across. Easy finish at the end of it. And I think I'm going to be asked, do I want to make the tactical changes? No. I feel like I should make some changes, so I've decided to change 3 members of the back 4 and bring on Giovanni Reina at centre mid. But to be honest, this is the kind of game where, at 4-0 up, it'd feel a bit rude, wouldn't it, to change the attacking players? We've been absolutely dominant in this game. It could go from bad to worse. Gruder was lurking away. It's cleared away, but still with Magala and Killy. Back to Magala. Reina. Adriano, Adamu for the hat-trick. He picks out the top corner. I think he's offside here. It would be 5-0 if it counts. I have a sneaking suspicion this one isn't going to. VAR is going to review it, and I take it back. It's going to count. It's his hat-trick. I was convinced he was offside here. How is he on? Is he on? I don't know. I mean, the finish, ridiculous. Can we discuss that finish? That was ridiculous. Adamu, only 2 goals in his last 10, I said. He's got a hat-trick here. He heard me. He took that personally. We add to our goal-scoring tally, and in fact, with this emphatic result here, I believe we have now broken the record for Bundesliga goals in a season. I'm sure we'll be informed about that after this game, if indeed that is a record we've broken, and I'm not just making it up. Perhaps a chance now in the next 4 minutes plus added time to add 1 or 2 more goals to the record, make it even harder for another team to beat. Jovic back to Magala. He plays it to Reina. Dropping back to Magala. Back now right wide with Gruder. We're just knocking the ball around with confidence, and Killy dinks it. Adriano can't quite win his header, unfortunately, there. And now Oxenen, for them, is bringing the ball forward. Plenty of players in this attack as well. Becker, though, reads it nicely. And with them committing players forward, now there's just a load of space to counter into it. It's a 4-on-4 at the back. Ball is threaded through to Gruder. He tries to pull it across. It's blocked. It's deflected. It finds its way to Adriano. It's 6. If there's a way to win the Bundesliga title, I feel like winning a must-win game 6-0 is a pretty good way to do it. We are going to hoist the trophy aloft. We are going to be able to savour this. Our first bit of silverware of significance here at Dortmund is going to be a Bundesliga title. We have Champions League football to look forward to next year. I want to win the DFB Pokal next year. I know that with the added challenge of more matches with the Champions League, to retain this title is going to be a really, really tough challenge, but it's a challenge I am very much craving. Savour it, drink it in, enjoy the moment, lads. What a way to do it. And for those of you wondering, what about Bayern Munich? They did win 3-0 on the final day of the season, but it was not enough. We seal the title on goal difference. And suddenly, the comebacks that we made in today's episode, the significance of them really shines through. That Freiburg result, the game against Frankfurt, those games were huge. £92 million for winning the Bundesliga. Everyone liked that, and we are crowned champions on the final day. What a way to do it. It's been 15 years since Dortmund last won the title in this universe. That wait, it doesn't have to go on any longer. Can confirm as well, we have broken the record for goals in a season. 104 goals scored. Previous record, 101 set by Bayern Munich. So, yeah, best attack ever seen in the Bundesliga. That feels cool to say. I do feel like this is testament to the fact that sometimes in Football Manager, whilst the tributes do matter, you can look at stats, you can glean stuff from them. Adamu came into this season with a great goal-scoring record at Freiburg. With a more creative 11 behind him, he's had an even better season. 28 goals for him. And then as for Gruder, I mean, what is there to say about this guy? I brought him in as a squad player last year in the Bundesliga too. 18 goals, 20 assists in 30 games. It's one of the best seasons I've seen from a player in Football Manager this year in any of my save games. In terms of the club expectations for next year, they want us to be competitive for the Champions League and also qualify for the Champions League. My aim for next year, retain the title. End of season meeting, going to tell the players I want to get Champions League football again. They love that. Go and have a party, enjoy your summer, I'll see you for pre-season. I do love the fact that our pivotal match in our title fight was the 7-1 win against Union Berlin. That was really a flag put down in the ground to state our intentions for the year, and we've never really looked back since then. And with that, season number 2 officially comes to the close with the end of season review. Now, today's episode has been on the longer side of things because we've done 4 games, so I'm going to try and keep this brief, but I mean, what a season it's been. Adamu and Nonto, who we brought in, sensational this year. I mean, between them, 48 goals scored? I mean, our goal scoring across the board has been great, but these two guys, massive, massive parts of our attack. Somewhat unsurprising, A+ from the board for winning the Bundesliga this year. We did it on goal difference, only lost 3 games, only drew 3 games. It was a really, really strong season. I mentioned it earlier, but the 77 points we had going into things today would have won you the league the last few years. Unsurprisingly, revenue is up across the board following our promotion. Adamu and Nonto right up there with the shirt top sellers alongside Gruder, Adriano and Giovanni Reina, who, I'll be honest, he came into his own to end the season. Club awards, Gruder won a lot of stuff. Fans Player of the Year, Young Player of the Year. Signing of the season went to Adamu. Most assists, most player of the matches, highest average rating went to Gruder. This year really was the Adamu and Gruder show, wasn't it? These two guys between them just carried us, it feels like. But for as good as this season was, and don't get me wrong, it was amazing, this is not the end of things when it comes to rebuilding Dortmund, because Dortmund, let's be honest, they have a history of doing well in the Champions League. They have a history of making it to finals, and I would love, in the next year or two, to be the manager to hopefully take them to a Champions League final and ultimately win a Champions League. That has to be the end goal, and well, so far in this save game, we have a good record in European football. It was a while ago now, but you might remember once upon a time, we won the Europa League as Union Berlin manager. I'm going to hope that we can win the Champions League now with Dortmund. What an absolutely crazy season, and what a way to end today's episode. It's been a mad one. We've had some banging games live, some big tactical decisions that had to be made, some games we had to salvage, and through it all, we've come out champions. Next time out, our challenge of reinstating ourselves as champions for back-to-back years commences. Transfer special coming your way to kick off the week. I hope you guys are excited for it. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, do make sure to drop a like on things, especially with 4-match episodes. They're longer videos, they're grander videos. It helps feed them into the algorithm. They're a little bit more, especially in a world where TikTok is king and everyone likes short-form content. We will be back on Monday for a transfer special. I hope you guys are excited for it. Season 3 coming your way soon. Until then, take things easy. It's me, Jack. I'll see you all again on the next one. I'm out.